So right now I'm driving home, about to go dunk, hopefully gonna hit my best windmill on 10 feet, but I was just thinking about like doing these 8 weeks and how I feel like my body's been changing since I started, which was a week ago, so this is week 2. And the thought that was just going through my head was that I don't think working out is completely necessary, especially when you get to a certain level of, I don't want to say elite, but when you get to a certain level, I think it's more important to have to actually perfect the movement and just become more aware, more focused on the movement and just getting better with that rather than having to do a bunch of workouts or a bunch of lifts to get stronger. I don't think it should be as random when you're at an elite level and you just need to work on perfecting a movement. So yeah, that's what I've noticed in these past 2 weeks, is that my body has honestly been feeling like it's been adapting more to just max jumping and dunking than it was when I was working out. So, I feel like maybe working out has a place when you're just starting off, like when you're really young and your body's still developing. You need to just have absolute strength. Like you just need to gain strength in general, rather than when you get to like an elite level and at that point it's just about perfecting the movement and just getting more mobile and stuff like that. So, yeah. What's going on, guys? So I wanted to address that first clip that you guys just saw at the beginning of this video. I was actually undecided if I wanted to include that clip or not because of some of the things I said in there. But since I did include it, there's a couple things I wanted to address from before I get into actually talking about the dunk session. So one of the things I wanted to talk about from that clip was what I said about working out. And it's not that I think that working out is bad or that it can't be beneficial in terms of just being healthier, but in terms of dunking and jumping in the level that I'm at right now with dunking and jumping, is that it might be more beneficial to actually do a phase like this that I'm doing right now for 8 weeks and just focus on the skill itself. And that's what this whole 8 weeks is going to be about, is going through this and then at the end of it analyzing and really taking notice if doing something like this is better than actually doing the random explosive workouts that I was doing. And again, it's not that working out is bad, but it's just that when you're at a certain point with developing a skill, it might be better to just work more on that skill to perfect it rather than including kind of like randomized workouts. So that's just one thing I wanted to address. And the other thing is that I'm going to start to include more clips like that and just more videos of me talking, just kind of making the videos more personal and engaging for you guys to kind of make it more of like a story, more of like just like set the tone, and so you guys just get more of, you guys can actually hear more of what I'm thinking or learning about or whatever it might be. So that's just stuff I'm going to include in future videos. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was in the max jumping video that will be the one after this video, I might combine the max jumping with the max dunk day, which you guys are watching right now, just because I only have one rest day in between the max dunk day and max jump day, and the way my body's been feeling, I just don't think that's enough time in between to perform like 2 max days like that. So I'm gonna try that for the next week, but you guys will see that in the second or third video of next week. But though, just to get into this dunk session, at the beginning of this dunk session, I felt like I had a lot of energy going into it. I was focused. I felt like I was mentally prepared. I had that like I said, I had that 3-hour drive to just kind of think about, picture everything that I wanted to do in this dunk session, how it was going to go. But I think my problem was like setting my expectations a little bit too high, getting too excited for this dunk session, and then as soon as I got into it and missed a couple dunks, I felt like my confidence kind of went down. We were dunking on a hoop that was like a half an inch or an inch higher. I mean, that's not really an excuse or anything, but I think that kind of just maybe threw me off guard a little bit. So as soon as I started to miss dunks, I started to kind of like think about, oh, the hoop's a little high. Just whatever came into my head, it just threw me off focus. And I noticed that when I dunk the best, I'm really not thinking about anything. I'm not focusing on anything. I just go with the flow. I'm just in the moment, just really just doing it. There's really nothing else. There's really nothing else going through my head. But it's those times when I start to think about little things like my approach, my foot, my steps, where I'm jumping from. As soon as I start to think about little things like that, that's when I notice that the dunk session starts to go a little downhill. And then if I miss a couple dunks on top of that, my confidence starts to go down. And then before I know the whole dunk session is just kind of I feel like it just kind of didn't go well. And this one was more or less up and down because I felt like there were points where I did jump higher than I've jumped before when I've been dunking, but I also didn't hit as many dunks and just didn't feel like I was as aggressive in this dunk session as I have been in other dunk sessions, especially like that one where I just hit my first windmill. So that's just kind of how this dunk session went, just mainly up and down. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about with this commentary. Just make it a little bit different style for you guys, so you guys can kind of hear what I was thinking and what I was feeling actually in this dunk session. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Stay tuned for the max jump day to see if I hit that 10-10 point, and I will see you guys in the next one.